Authorities in North Macedonia have made over a dozen arrests in connection with a nightclub fire that left 59 people dead and more than 150 injured. Officials are investigating allegations that the nightclub's license was obtained through bribery. Mass protests have been held across North Macedonia, calling for accountability and an end to corruption.
A community in mourning. Hundreds attended a memorial, waiting in line to offer their condolences to families who lost their loved ones in the worst disaster North Macedonia has seen in years. Outside a hospital, where families stood waiting for updates, one father had already received the devastating news.
He died while returning to the building. He went back in to save other people, and he was pushed, mown down. That's how my son died. He was hardworking, he was strong, but in that stampede of more than 1,000 people, I have nothing to say. I thank you all for your condolences, but my pain is incurable. The wound can't be cured.
As more news of the circumstances surrounding the fire emerged, grief also turned to rage. Murderers. Crowds could be heard chanting outside the town hall, demanding justice. The city's mayor has now resigned over the scandal. Calls for accountability also spread to the capital, where students demanded an end to widespread corruption they say caused the disaster. I believe that this is not just an accident, but literally a murder, the result of all the flaws in this country. We can't remain silent all the time, no matter how scared we are, and how ignorant and powerless we are. The fire appears to have started when fireworks set off a blaze in the overcrowded venue. Eyewitnesses said there was only a single exit out of the club, leading to a stampede as flames spread across the roof, made of highly flammable materials. Authorities believe the venue's permit was issued illegally and have promised to hold those responsible to account.
There's no politics here. You will all be held accountable. To all of you who dared to conduct politics on the backs of citizens and the lives of these children who died. What happened is more than a crime. This, I would say, is a mass murder that someone allowed to happen for money, for bribes, for corruption.
Officials have ordered inspections to be carried out at nightclubs across the country to prevent another catastrophe.
Let's get an update now from Fridh Kleberg, a reporter with Swedish broadcaster SVT, joining us today from the North Macedonian capital of Skopje. What is the latest on the investigations taking place there?
About 20 people were questioned by police, including top officials, as reported here. This includes a former state secretary from the Ministry of Finance, but also top officials from, for instance, the State Rescue Authority. Today, prosecutors have requested that at least 11 of these be taken into longer custody, basically arrested on a slightly more long-term basis. Further 8 would be now, and then further 3. But these 3 people are described by prosecutors as themselves victims of the fire and to be detained at a later time.
Now, families and friends who've lost loved ones are furious. Who or what is the target of most of the anger?
On site, outside the hospital, families gathered there were weeping openly and crying for loved ones. The sorrow and trauma was very palpable, but pretty soon it was also clear that there is a large amount of anger directed both towards what is seen as lacking general functions here. People speaking in the town, people brought up corruption in many different areas, services that are not provided correctly, but also local media are reporting today that there appear to be some form of reported attacks or vandalism directed at another cafe with the same owner near to where this blaze happened. Furthermore, there have been a lot of questions about the mayor of the town, but he emerged today with a statement saying he resigned and that, well, if there are any formal accusations towards him, that he will answer to them. But there has been a lot of anger and basically questions about sort of his evaporating, let's say, at an early stage and not making a statement.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. That is Fridh Kleberg in Skopje.